Welcome to Metasploit Minute, the breakdown on breaking in. I'm your host, Rob Fuller, but you can call me Mubix. As you recall, last time we exploited Java RMI on the virtual corporation's DMZ. Today, we'll be continuing the attack by setting up Persistance. Why is Persistence important, you may ask? Well, honestly, I don't want to have to work at getting back on a system. Once it's mine, it's mine. I don't want to give it back. So if someone patches a way in or the Java RMI turns off class loading, then we're off that system, and I don't like that. So we're going to show you how to set up persistence on this specific Linux host. And by doing that, why you want to do it or not how you want to do that is simply by learning about that system, how it works, and ways that you can make some tweaks or make some file changes that isn't going to cause a lot of disruption, because we want to go low and slow. We don't want to get detected, and we want to have a way that we can consistently get back in without too much muss or fuss. So how we're going to do that today is with PHP Interpreter. Now, first, what we're going to have to do is set up PHP Interpreter. Well, we can't do that unless we actually have a multi-handler. So again, we talked about this before. Multi-handler is the end-all be-all of handling any kind of payload or callback or way that Metasploit has something talking to it. We set up exploit multi-handler, set payload to PHP Interpreter, reverse TCP. Now, since we know that the 1099 port worked, we're going to continue to use that port as a callback. So lport, set lport, helps. 1099, set lhost to our host. And the great thing about any reverse TCP payload is when you hit double tab, it will automatically find the public IP address, or not the public, the gateway-based IP address of your local system. Show options. That's all set. Set exit on session. Remember, that's the option that says, if I get a session, don't close down the handler. Set exit on session to false. Exploit-J. That's all it's doing. It's just waiting there on port 1099 to see a PHP interpreter come back on reverse TCP. Well, we have to actually generate that PHP code. So use payload PHP interpreter reverse TCP. Show options. We set our lhost again, set our lport again, 1099. Generate -h lets us know our options. So -t, our output, is raw. The reason why we're not going to say like PHP or something like that in this is because PHP interpreter in raw format is PHP. So, and that's depending on the kind of payload the kind of payload that you are selecting. If you're selecting a Windows binary or Windows shellcode, you're going to get raw binary at you. So I would recommend not doing that. And then F for the file, and we're just going to call it PHP. What's an inventive name? How about backup.php? So we wrote backup.php, go back into our sessions, sessions-1. We're in /. We need to change directory into the var www. Now again, this interpreter session that we have right now is the Java interpreter. So we do an ls, and we see that there's some PHP code already in there, php.info or phpinfo.php. So we know that PHP handling works in that directory. So then we upload our backup.php into that directory, and it's there. But we didn't get a shell. Why didn't we get a shell? Because that file is just sitting there. If anybody invokes it, backup.php, by going and surfing to that site, it's supposed to work. So let's not do that. I'm actually not exactly sure why that didn't work. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into Metasploit, nano, backup.php. For some reason, it's commented out the PHP. So close it off. That's odd. Okay. Let's try re-uploading it. SLS, delete or RM, the backup.php. Actually, let's see if we can edit on target. Backup.php. Cool. And since I'm horrible at Vi, we gotta go down, insert. I can see so many people cringing right now because of this. Right, quit. Now, ta-da! Now instead of showing this output, we actually have a connecting. You can't. It's really hard to see, but you can see back here that we have a session with PHP interpreter as www data. The fact that we're www data means that we've lost permissions because of this, because Apache is the one that's doing the exploitation or the callback. The www data is what Apache is running as. So what we need to do is set up some way for our www data to get up to the point where we are as root. So we can do a set UID, we can binary or script, we can do a number of different methods to add ourselves as sudoer or whatever. Next week we'll be pivoting around the DMZ a little bit more, so stay tuned. So what do you think? Hit me up at msf@hack5.org and stay tuned to metasploitminute.com for more shows like these. And thank you so much for supporting the show. If you want to support us even more, go to hakshop.com, enter coupon code Mubix, and get some free Metasploit Minute stickers. Until next time, I'm Mubix, and I'll be hacking till the cows come home. This Metasploit Minute is brought to you by Hack5 and viewers like you. Support us directly at hakshop.com.